Alright guys, welcome back to a new episode of this show, Trading Supply and Demand for a Living. Today we have episode 11, I believe. And for those of you that are asking why didn't we get a video yesterday and Tuesday, is because we didn't have any setups, guys. I was strictly looking for supply and demand setups, and there was nothing going on. Nothing. I saw support setups, I saw liquidity graph setups, but I didn't see any supply and demand setup holding. First of all, we had a lot of news. And the second thing, the New York Stock Exchange open. I don't trade that. And the zones, they were not holding. Like they will come to the zone and literally keep dropping from the demand or keep going up and breaking a supply. So nothing was holding this week. All right. So that's why today I'm going to break down this trade. It was a support setup. So when I took this trade, we had this level of support. I'm sorry for coughing, but we had this level of support with some liquidity sitting right here. And I see that we came back down to this level, right? And we was retesting the level. Look how we was coming with a lot of bearish momentum, and then when it got to this level, it literally started slowing down that momentum to the downside. We also had if you guys can see it right here, a demand sitting right there, which it then became invalidated, but it was holding at a demand right there at that point. The problem is 9:30 candle. This is the New York Stock Exchange open, so I don't trade that candle. I didn't take this break of the candle right there. I waited until 9:35. That's what I always do. Next candle, this is why we have rules, all right? Next candle literally went all the way back down. It will have stopped you out. If you took a long over here, your stop loss sitting right here, it will have stopped you out to then go in your favor. That's the bullshit at the New York Stock Exchange open between 9 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. sorry to 9:40 a.m. You are gonna get this type of bullshit right here, where it shows you a lot of bullish momentum, and then the next candle stops you out to then go in your favor, literally. So it grabbed all these buyers that bought over here, over here, over here. They have their stops below that low. So the market, what did it do? It came back and did a liquidity graph, stopped them out to then go in the other direction. And look how it closed with a lot of bullish momentum, a lot of buying pressure. So as soon as I saw that, I took my trade right there. Literally, like when it closed, when that candle closed, I was waiting to see how it ended up closing. I took my setup right there, and I have my stop loss a little bit like over here because I'm saying if it already came all the way back down here, and then the next candle is going to open and starts coming back down here once again, most likely it's going to be this is going to be another fake out, most likely, because there is no reason for you to push up with a bullish engulfing candle. The next candle comes all the way back down, stops trader, and close with a lot of bullish momentum and buying pressure, and then the next candle is also going to come back down once again. Like sellers are holding this level right here on the EMAs. I'm going to get out right here. So I have my stop loss at around that level, but in general, it should have been over here, the stop loss, which the trade will have won as well. And let me show you guys the account. So the account is sitting at $51,068. I believe on the last video it was sitting at $51,400, which was that loss that we took on. I don't remember which pair it was, but you guys can see the account right there, PA Apex account. So same account, and $51,068. So this ended up being like a $700 win that I had over here. So again, my stop loss was like over here a little bit tighter, and I was just aiming for a one-to-one, to be honest. So when I aim for a one-to-one, next candle literally ripped the TP. I didn't also want to leave any runners because it looked like we was consolidating. If you look at the 200, it is cutting through the middle, and we have price action to the top, to the bottom, like below the 200 and above the 200. We're like consolidating. So if we're consolidating, guys, most likely supply or support and resistance, it can work, but you never know if this is going to be the reversal point, since we have all the EMAs right there, and then we're going to turn around. So I just took my one-to-one, close the trades, close the shorts, and it literally had a big runner, which is why I have this marked down. This was a 15-minute supply that was sitting over here with a 5-minute confluence right there in the middle, and then you had these highs and these highs that have liquidity. This also has like liquidity right there and liquidity right here, which is sellers that have their stops sitting above that level. And if you guys see what happened, it literally started going up, tap the zone, tap the 5-minute, tap the 15-minute at 9:55 candle, but we had news at 10 a.m. So this next candle literally went all the way to the zone once again, gave you the break of the candle, and this would have been a ridiculous trade for anyone that trades like this. This is counter trend because we're sitting above the EMAs right here. But it was crazy. Like if you put it, if you put on perspective, stop sellers, retest the supply zone, 5 minute confluence with 15 minute, and then look at the rest, guys. Literally a massive drop. I believe for the rest of the day. Yeah, like it was crazy, guys. Crazy shit. Like look at that. Look at that. It was literally a 1 to 13, 1 to 12 on that trade, which no one knows this is going to to happen in the market. No one knows. There is no way you know that. And there is no way that you're also going to close exactly at the bottom like this. No way. You probably will have closed if you left a runner, maybe at around these lows once again when they take the liquidity back down, like right here, probably you will have closed. But no one knew this was going to happen like that. But just so you can know that sometimes counter trend setups, they be hitting, guys. They be hitting. So with that being said, guys, I am going to let you guys know next week we are going to implement supply and demand, of course, which is the main show, but we're also going to implement liquidity graph and support and resistance setups, guys. Tuesday and Wednesday, guys, we had support setups, and even Monday when we lost that $300, we had a support setup on Monday that I didn't take just because I'm looking for supply and demands, and I'm missing so many opportunities. This week, supply and demand wasn't holding. First of all, we had a lot of news. Second of all, zones were not holding, guys. It was a bullshit. It was bullshit whole week, guys. um Support setups and and liquidity graph, they were working this week. They were the move. Like support setups were killing it, but then you go to supply and demand and they were trash. They were trash all week. So next week I'm not going to be missing on setups if we don't see any clean setup during the session, but I see a clean support and resistance or liquidity graph going with the trend. We are going to take the chance, guys, just because um I feel like we're missing a lot of opportunity, and I also want to preach versatility in the market, guys. You have to have different strategies that work, just in case when one is not showing, guys. You can use another strategy. This is for scalpers mainly, all right? If you're a swing trader, you can only have one strategy. If you're a day trader, you can only have one strategy, because at the end of the day, day traders, it takes a couple hours for the trades to hit, and being a day trader, it needs days and hours for the setups to present, and you're fine with just coming in and not having a setup. But being a scalper, you most likely have setups every single day because you're trading on the 5 minute chart. So if you're trading on the 5 minute chart, you have to have at least two strategies that work. In this case, we're going to use supply and demand and liquidity graph with support setup, which for me is two strategies at the end of the day, because liquidity graph and support setup is kind of the same thing. The only thing that is different is that on liquidity graph you get a wick below it, and but it cannot close below the zone. But then support setup is the same shit, because you need a wick on the zone and not closure below the zone. And where does the liquidity graph happens? At support levels or at resistance levels. You need a high to be broken, not close above it, for that to be a liquidity graph. And that high is literally a resistance setup. Same thing with the low. So support setup, supporting the resistance, and liquidity graph is kind of the same shit. But we're going to be implementing it next week, and hopefully we get a killing week. At least this week we finish profitable. Today came in clutch. I'm not trading tomorrow. It is NFP. But we started the week at $50,800, and we finished the week at 51K. Only took two trades. Lost the first one on Monday, which sent us back to 50,400, and now we took this one, that one that sent us to 51,068, which was like a $700 win. So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching the show, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.